Oh, man. What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman III of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning in to the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over social media at GBP Daily, and if you are not already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate that. It is Friday, December 6th, and unfortunately, it is not a Victory Friday as we have all been healing up from a game-losing field goal to the Detroit Lions yesterday to beat us 34-31. Thursday night football, Ford Field. It was a tough one. I've got a lot of takeaways from this game. Started off frustrating, and it ended the same exact way. There was some good stuff in between, for sure. Keyshawn Nixon, interception. Some big plays from Jordan Love to Christian Watson, Tucker Kraft, Dontavian Wicks, and, of course, Josh Jacobs scoring 3. But what should have been 4 touchdowns. But in the end, the Lions marched down the field to seal the game with a field goal in the final seconds. Let's jump right into the comments, shall we? I know there's a lot to unload, a lot to talk about for sure. You want to be a part of the show, give me a call on the Nicolet Law hotline. Number is on the screen. The line is now open. I'm taking your calls right now. Number's on the screen, 309-242-2332. Would love to hear from you. a lot to go over for sure. My man, Packers on the Rocks. Thanks for hopping in, my man. Feeling better coming out than I did going in. Yeah, I've been kind of all over the place. During the game, I was pretty frustrated. Shortly after, I was pretty frustrated. I was posting some stuff on social media. I was maybe a victim, a little heat of the moment action, saying our defense sucks and overreacting a little bit for sure. But I'm with you, though. At the end of the day, we competed, and we didn't even play our best game. We played a pretty poor game, especially in the first half. And boom, it took a last-second field goal. Of course, some calls did not go our way. That didn't help things. But as Coach has said it many times before, you don't even want to be in a position to let the refs decide the game, which I'm not sure if that really applies to the game yesterday because there were quite a few throughout the game that were game-changing plays. But and there wasn't really any on the final drive against us that really killed us. I guess the no call against Keyshawn Nixon of the push-off from St. Brown was probably a little tough. But I was frustrated, I think, with during that play, he was throwing his hands up, kind of complaining about the push-off instead of, I think, at least in my opinion, doing everything in his power to get back on him. He kind of threw his hands up and turned his head, and then next thing you know, St. Brown's got the ball, still made the tackle, got him short of the line to gain. We couldn't hold him, of course, after that, but that was tough all around. The no call, I'm not sure. I saw it on the broadcast. I saw a replay or two of it after. I haven't really looked at it too closely since, but I don't know. It was a tough game, but nothing too hurt though. Really, our playoff chances barely moved. The NFC North chance, even if we were to win out before yesterday, I think we only had like a 35% chance to win the North. We're a wild card team, and I'm good with that. So I was talking about it last night with my wife, saying, it would have been a lot tougher, obviously, if our chances of the playoffs would have dropped significantly, but the needle barely moved. So just a tough loss in the aspect that, man, we played pretty good in spurts during that game, especially in the second half by the offense. Jordan Love really started to get rolling. That play where he dodged the blitzer and hit Christian Watson was just absolutely nasty. So Packers on the rocks. I'm rambling. Sorry, man. Appreciate you hopping in. Hope you're having yourself a great Friday, although it is not a victory Friday. I hope you're having yourself a good Friday. Appreciate you tuning in. Keep up the good work. If you guys aren't following Packers on the Rocks, I highly recommend that you do so. A lot of good content being pumped out over there. So an honor to have you on the show. What else we got? Nick, how do you feel about Hafley? I like him, especially in the run defense, but I feel like he runs such a soft zone. So I'm worried about our pass defense. Hopefully we can get some cornerbacks in the offseason. I think he was kind of going with some more zone just because of the personnel we had out there. Evan Williams obviously going down with a concussion. Javon Bullard going out with the ankle injury. And with those guys taking those spots, Zane Anderson, Eric Stokes, and Valentine on the outside, Keyshawn moving in the slot, I think just playing more zone was the safer bet and trying his best to prevent the big plays, which unfortunately still came. The majority of them being in the middle of the field, right behind the linebackers. It seemed like every time. But yeah, I'm not worried about Hafley. I think overall he's done a pretty good job this year. A lot of guys are out. Jair is out. Evan Williams is dealing with a concussion. We'll see how fast he'll be able to heal up. Javon Bullard, that's a big one. He reportedly was walking out of the locker room last night on crutches and putting no pressure on that ankle. So I know he's getting some tests done today. I have not seen the results or any reports on that as of right now, but hopefully it is nothing too serious because we need him. That's for sure. So I like Jeff Hafley. I know it's going to be a conversation, but I like him. So thanks, Nick, for hopping in. Appreciate you. Hank, who do you have winning the Super Bowl? Packers, of course. Last night's loss does not change that. What else we got? Laquan. It's the same old thing. If we can't execute and the stars don't be stars, it's going to be the same old thing. Yeah, we needed one stop yesterday, didn't we? We needed one stop at the end of the game, and we couldn't get it. So couldn't get the job done. We needed one stop before the half. Hopefully get that ball back and try and double up. Couldn't get it done. Lions executed perfectly, and we did not, unfortunately. So, Laquan, thanks for hopping in. Have yourself a great Friday evening. Trey, Christian Watson is such a roller coaster, but man, he is fun to watch. You're not lying, Trey. Had the big play in the first half to kind of get our offense moving a little bit that unfortunately ended up in a fumble, and that came after he got about 20 yards downfield on that play. But then, man, bounced back in the second half with a couple monster plays. He finished the day with 114 yards on just 4 catches. If we can get him the ball more often moving forward, we'll continue to see these big plays. And I'm not worried one bit about that fumble. That fumble was his first career fumble during his time as a pro. So not worried one bit. And I saw his dad on Twitter after the game, might have been today actually, talking about he wasn't trying to jump to get extra yards. He had said that he was jumping to avoid a tackle or a shot to his lower body. So more so jumping to avoid the dangerous hit down low as opposed to getting more yards. And then obviously midair, it got punched out. But we only gave up a field goal off that turnover, so it could have been a lot worse for sure. So thank you, Laquan, or thank you, Trey, excuse me, for hopping in the chat. Someone who didn't get the ball. Crazily enough, Jaden Reed did not have a catch yesterday, which is crazy, or a rush. 0 catches, 0 yards, 0 rushing yards. Not sure what that's all about. He's just too good to even not get any force touches on a jet sweep or a screen of some sort to get him rolling. So gotta get Jaden Reed the ball. He's too good to not. So what else we got? Green Burrito on YouTube. We will be better in the playoffs. I sure hope so. James over on Facebook. Such bad no calls. And then such a bad call on offensive PI that took away the touchdown. What a massive game-changing play that was. Instead of tying the game with a field goal, shout out to McManus for doing so. We should have scored that touchdown. Josh Jacobs should have had his 4th touchdown on the day, but instead they call an offensive pass interference on Christian Watson, which I don't know. Josh Jacobs wasn't a fan of it. He talked about it after the game yesterday. Christian Watson talking about, you got to avoid the defender. I think he was just giving a pretty respectable, even-keeled answer. He wasn't trying to go all crazy on the refs post-game. And same with Coach LaFleur, talking about that same thing. You got to avoid the defender when you're doing the shallow cross. So tough call. And what frustrated me the most was how the call came in after the play was already over. Usually when you see those pick plays, they're happening, of course, during the play, and then you see the flag thrown, before the play's over. But that wasn't the case yesterday. Josh Jacobs was in the end zone, and then the flag comes flying. So I don't know, that crew. They were working on short rest too. They were just in Denver on Monday night, and then came over to Green Bay just a few days later. Not good. They were awful last night, to say the least. So thank you, James, for hopping in the chat. I appreciate you. All right, let's get the fact of the day rolling. A little bit more of a positive one, considering the vibe following the game yesterday. Let's jump right to it. I think you guys are going to like this one.
It's time for your Green Bay Packers Fact of the Day. Brought to you by TickPick. TickPick guarantees to have the lowest prices on Packers tickets. If you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, TickPick will give you 110% of your money back. If you want $20 off your next ticket order, use the code Packers20 at checkout. That's Packers20. This promo code can only be used in the app, so be sure to download the TickPick app today.
All right, your fact of the day, Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs has 2 games this season where he has scored at least 3 rushing touchdowns. No other player across the entire league has more than 1. We talked about it earlier. This signing, man, it's a good problem to have. Which signing was better, Xavier or Josh Jacobs? Man, I think as of late, Josh Jacobs has been turning the heat up. He's been going off. He went over 1,000 yards rushing on the season yesterday, too. So shout out to Josh Jacobs. Shout out to TickPick for partnering up with myself. Used them for the Packers-Dolphins game I was at last Thursday night, and I used them for the Packers-Cardinals game I went up to back in, when was that, October? So, yeah, TickPick. Download the TickPick app. Use the code Packers20 for $20 off the already cheapest tickets on the market. They guarantee the cheapest tickets on the market. And if you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, they will give you 110% of your money back. Simply put, they put their money where their mouth is. So download the TickPick app. Use the code Packers20 for $20 off your order. What else we got? Packers on the rocks. Appreciate it, my man. CV and Stokes are both good press corners being asked to play too much zone. Absolutely agree. Love that Halfley lets it rip with the blitzes. I'll die by the sword every day. I know. I'm right there with you. And oh my gosh, was that screenplay the Lions drew up at the perfect time against us yesterday. So tough to watch. We had that blitz dialed up, and they were going to hit home. But at the last second, they slipped that screen out there. And oh my gosh, the absolute perfect play call up against our blitz. But like you said, I'll die by the sword every day. Absolutely agree. I'd rather, like you said, go all out. Send some guys on a blitz and try and get after them. Try and do something. Try and force the issue as opposed to sitting back, letting them get 5-10 yards a pop all the way down the field. That's a lot harder to watch. But love how he dials. I love how he's dialing up the blitzes, and they're working. That Keyshawn Nixon blitz in the red zone would have worked if he wouldn't have gotten held but no call there as well. So, Aaron, it wasn't Jeff's fault. Players gave up on the field or never showed up. Aaron, I'm with you there partly. There's only so much that Jeff Halfley can do from up in the box. So, yeah, the players got to execute. And unfortunately, in the second half, they didn't do the best job of doing that. But the first half, though, man, yeah, they prevented what could have been the door being blown off of that game, kind of holding the lines a little bit while our offense was struggling. So, Aaron, thanks for hopping on the chat. I appreciate you. What else we got going on? Rakeem's in the house, though I'm disappointed in us defensively against last night. We fought to the very end. Do you think the Packers should keep using rookie defenses, or should they make some moves for some big names? Rakeem, obviously, the trade deadline's passed. There's nothing out there for free agency. And there's nothing we can really add at this moment or at this point in the season. So the guys over there, the guys we're going to have, for the remainder of the year, unless Goody finds some practice squad gem that nobody else has been able to uncover, which he's been pretty good at over the years. But I like our defense. Last night, the second half, it was a little frustrating, but the turnover-focused aspect of the defense is giving me hope. So I still got hope, baby. I still got hope. Let's see. Do you think Josh Allen is the MVP or Saquon? Too early to tell, honestly. In my opinion, at least. Saquon's making a good case for it, but it is a quarterback award, so I bet it'll end up going to Josh Allen if it were to come down to those two. Durant, the game was BS. I can't stand these refs, and I can't stand the Lions. F Dan Campbell. The Lions, man. They were talking smack. They were doing our first down celebration all game long. They're wearing T-shirts, and Kirby Joseph was talking smack to Tucker Kraft after the game. St. Brown was playing pretty chippy all game, and Zadarius Smith. I'm not even going to talk about him. That's what made it so frustrating is these guys are talking smack, backing it up. Oh, tough to watch. We got pushed around yesterday. It seemed like they were doing the enforcing for the majority of that game. So tough. So it is what it is, right? We'll get them in the playoffs. Hopefully we can get back to Ford Field and show them what's up. So death, taxes, and Kenny Clark playing great ball in December. Man, Kenny Clark was on one yesterday. He has been due. So, and it's like you said, it's that time of year. Getting a little later in the year. Some guys are banged up, and he's been just trying to wreak havoc all year with two guys on him. Starting to really break out. Pretty quiet start to the year, as we all know. But Kenny, need you, my man. He's popping off at the right time. That's for sure. We need him. Rashawn Gary had a sack yesterday. Hopefully a sign of things to continue to come. So I'll have more on that, I guess, after I watch the game back a little bit better. I watched the broadcast afterwards. Was just kind of getting some content out, and a lot busier day today than I had anticipated. So haven't got a chance to really go back and watch the game in detail. I'm kind of mulling on it, but I'll get on that and have a little bit better analysis for you. That was not PI on Christian Watson. No, it was not. I say we give Kalen King a try. I can't stand watching Rochelle, even on special teams, always holds. I actually like Robert Rochelle on special teams. But, yeah, I wouldn't mind giving Kalen King some action either. So, the Lions want to beat us so bad. Yeah, they do. They gotta start winning some playoff games. What did they win last year? One playoff game, won last year, and then they choked against the Niners. Yeah, they aren't going too far this year. I can guarantee you that. They're not winning the Super Bowl. That's for sure. I can guarantee you that. Erica, what do you think about the officiating in the game? Erica, come on. Absolutely horrid. It was so tough to watch. So tough to watch, Erica. I think we all share that same analysis. We all share that same opinion. Just call me Tay. I got an analysis for you. Stokes is burnt toast these days. Please give Kalen King a shot. Thank you, Tay, for hopping in and helping your boy out. Eric Stokes, it's a tough case with him. He was so fast, and that's what really made him a great corner. And those injuries that he had dating back to his rookie year, just tough. It's changed the way that he's able to play. And, yeah, unfortunately, that play in the red zone against Tim Patrick, that was tough to watch. That was tough. Yeah, he got beat pretty bad. Do you see the Lions going all the way, or do you see them going to the Super Bowl? I see them choking, to be honest. Rakeem, I don't see them, honestly, I don't see them getting past the division round. I don't think they're going to host an NFC Championship game. And if they are, we'll probably come into town and beat them. So that's kind of what I'm holding out hope for. I'm trying not to let this game bother me as much as it probably already is, based on the fact that hopefully we can go back into Ford Field in the postseason and beat them. But got to focus on the first game first. Can't just be waltzing into the wild card round focusing on the Detroit Lions when you've got another team you're facing ready to smack you in the mouth if you're not ready for it. So don't want to put too much stock into we'll be back in Ford Field in the postseason, or we'll see him in the playoffs, because we got to win against another team before we even have a shot to play the Lions again. And if you're not careful and look past the team, you're going to get spanked. So, all right, guys, that is going to do it for me today as far as the show goes. But as you know, the content never stops. I'm always posting anything Packers related all day long. So be sure to follow me at GP Daily on every social platform. I would greatly appreciate that. If you are not already, it would mean a ton if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel at GBP Daily as well. I will be back and at it again sometime this weekend. Not exactly sure when. But until then, I look forward to seeing you then. Call me Tay. Take it easy, my guy. Take it easy, my guy, as well. Good to see you. Thanks for hopping on the chat. I will catch you guys at some point again this weekend, for sure Monday morning. Might take a little break myself these next 2 days, just like the Packers are. So whenever I'm back, I look forward to seeing you then. And until then, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.